and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can we have the roll?
Belzak.
Here.
Clistic.
Here.
Gustafson. Kenny.
Here.
Shower.
Here.
Sullivan. Vaughn. 4 present, 3 absent.
We have a quorum. Takes us to questions, comments, and announcements of a general nature. We have this added to our agenda for anyone who like to present something to the city council that's not necessarily on our agenda. Does anyone have anything that they would like to present? If not, we'll go move to approval of our minutes from May 2nd, 2022. Do I have a motion to approve? Alderman Belzak, seconded by Alderman Clistak. Any questions or comments? If none, the roll.
Belzak.
Aye.
Clistic.
Aye.
Kenny.
Abstain.
Shower.
Abstain.
I have 2 ayes, 2 abstention, and 3 absent. The abstentions go with the ayes.
Minutes are approved. Takes us to receiving of communications. Do any of the aldermen have communications? Lion. See, I got all these guys on. Alderman Shower, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Should be a lion, though.
I got 2 communications. First of all, I got a phone call from Bob Dank the Friday during the week of electronic pickup. Our normal pickup was on Thursday, and he had contacted us. He actually contacted me and said there was an issue that they didn't get his TV. Well, we were talking, found out that it wasn't scheduled. But as we were continue to talk, he also let us know that there was 5 other TVs on that block that weren't picked up, and that 2 were definitely called on in. Well, luckily I called Katie at LRS, and they LRS, I found out, outsources the electronics pickup for that week. And Katie did a great job, shoestring catch. She got the people to come on over and pick up all the TVs for there, and the entire block of Regency Grove was very happy. So that's the first thing. The other thing, I got a phone call from Matt Reinker at 7717 Stratford. Twice the electricity went out for 10 seconds last week, and he wanted to let us know about it and wanted to bring that up to the council. So,
Ted, with relationship to Mr. Dank, he sent me, he called me, left a voicemail message, and I called him back, and we called, and what we found out is where they live, those 6 homes, no one pre-registered.
oh really? Oh, okay.
And Katie told us that on blocks where people put out their electronics and the truck went down, the truck picked up the electronics anyway, even if they had not pre-registered.
Right.
The problem was no one on that block pre-registered, and because of where they are, the truck didn't go in there.
Gotcha. Because he
that's-
said that 2 people found out, but guess not.
No, Brian
So-
and I contacted.
Anyway.
Yeah, unless there was a glitch somehow, but that's what Katie had.
That's what Katie mentioned to us. And we talked to Bob, and then Bob called back, and he spoke to me because the first conversation wasn't as happy as the second conversation, but we got everything rectified.
Yeah, it was a nice job, so absolutely.
Okay, but thank you anyway. I told him, thank goodness for Alderman Ted Shower.
I answered the phone. What's going on?
Anybody else have anything? Alderman Cliston.
Thank you, Mayor. I received communication from Sherry Gillespie, 7,000 block of Sawyer. There's a resident at 7806 Sawyer that has a big 30-yard dumpster that's been there for quite a while, and she was wondering if there's any statute of limitations for how long a dumpster can stay out in front. The house is being renovated. I'm not sure if there is or not. And also there's some lawn maintenance that could potentially be done. So that is it.
I'm sorry, what's the address again?
7806.
Is
Sawyer.
that the complaint, that's the house in violation?
That's the house. I'm not sure if we have any rules. I know they're doing some work in the house, so it might be taking a little longer than needed, I guess. Or
We'll take a look at it,
But-
yeah.
Thanks, Tom. Anyone else? Joe?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Dan, you're going to help me with one of these. John goof this name up. Mokarski, we've been in communications with his property on GG Lane with the AT&T. I'm going to piggyback with that because I also got a phone call or a text message from Jill Sarusco again on 1900 block of 71st Street regarding it to AT&T finishing up their projects and restoring the property to where they've had it. I received communication from Roy Atira and Darien Club with issues to the homeowners association. I told him he wanted the city to get involved, and I'm told him that's not something the city can do. And then I've received, Brian and I received a communication from Bruno Hall over the weekend regarding radar on Williams Street at 77th Street. That's all I got.
Right, I believe that's been rectified though, hasn't it? You
Yeah,
explain.
it was just a question. There was Dan received a call from a resident over there about speeding, her perceived speeding. So what we do on those cases is Dan's group puts out the equipment. We register that typically for a week, and we can get traffic counts and speeds. And then based on that information, we'll take it from there and see what, if anything, needs to get done.
Because that's a newer technology. Because remember the old days, you would see the actual, you'd see like a pad out on, actually on the asphalt.
Pad, or you'd see the,
And a
looks
strip
like
across,
a garden hose.
right.
Dan, I don't know how long we've had this.
Now this is
Well, I believe it's about 4 years now. Yeah, really, it's pretty inconspicuous. Goes onto a sign pole, light pole, just attaches, and basically the only thing it does is just records the speed of the vehicles at various times. And it's really a great program because it segues in. We segue with the police department then, and enforcement, hours of enforcement. So really, it's a great tool. I don't know, Jason, if you can comment on that too.
Sure, once we get that data, what we'll do is we'll get our officers out there and monitor the general area and see if there really is more problems than what we might perceive. If not, just being present in the area is fine.
And that's where it moves in from a speed hump if it's continuous or habitual, and or stop signs potentially. But
Anything else, Joe?
No, sir. That's it. Thank you very much.
Anybody else? All right, takes us to our mayor's report. We have a busy mayor's report tonight. It's always nice when we can honor an individual for their contributions to our community. As a lot of you know, the Darien Lions Club gives out a Humanitarian of the Year award. This is not an award. It goes to a Darien Lions Club member. It goes to someone in either our community or another community. We've had a winner from Westmont. This is for someone who performs an act which touches a lot of people, not just one, but a lot. And I'm very happy to announce tonight that our winner is here. We have a nomination process, we have a voting process, and this individual was approved. So I'm going to read the rationale for this award. Mike has made a significant impact to the mission of the Darien Lions Club Foundation. His company, K&B Financial, established in 1994, has supported the Darien Lions Foundation for well over 12 years. Mike learned about the Darien Lions Club Foundation mission to create a foundation that supports the needy in Darien and adopted it as a charity. His quarterly donations to the Darien Lions Club Foundation over the last 12 years have amounted to over $24,000. The Darien Lions Club Foundation serves such programs as the club's food basket program, which on a yearly basis supplies 2 weeks of food to anywhere between 250 and 300 families in Darien and the surrounding areas. Mike's contribution assists the club in maintaining and delivering services such as this to the Darien community. The City of Darien, along with the Darien Lions Club, thanks Mike for his generous support of the club's humanitarian efforts and is happy to honor Mike with its 2022 Darien Lions Club Humanitarian of the Year Award. I would now like to introduce Lion John Galan of the Darien Lions Club, who will, well, we don't have the commemorative brick, but I'm going to ask Lion John to come forward and talk a little bit more about Mike's efforts. John?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Is this okay? First of all, we were supposed to have a brick here that we could actually hand you, and a replica of that brick will also go into the patio at Darien Community Park. But Mike used to be my neighbor, lived across the street from me for years. And when Mike found out about what the Darien Lions Club was doing with our foundation, especially our food baskets program, as Mayor Joe said, he adopted it as his own, and his company started making quarterly donations. and quite a tidy sum over the 12 years that he's been doing it. That has helped feed a lot of people, helped put glasses on a lot of people, hearing aids. We're involved in a lot of things with our foundation. Mike has made it clear that he really supports the food baskets program. That seems to be something that's near and dear to him. Our foundation certainly that is one of our primary functions for our foundation is the food baskets program. But our foundation also supplies scholarships. It supplies special needs, not just hearing aids and eyeglasses, but if people have special needs, we provide for that. So the money that we collect into the foundation, as it grows, we are able to do more and more things for the community. Last year we delivered over, as Mayor Joe said, over 200 families received food and toys for the children. We've been doing that for how many years, Lion Greg? Over 30 years we've been doing that, and the number has grown every year. It's unfortunate that that need seems to constantly grow. We're anticipating this year that we're going to have a pretty needy year, especially with what's going on in the world today. But on behalf of the Darien Lions Club, I would like to personally thank Mike, everything that you've done for our club, and everything you've done for the community. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Mike, besides the commemorative brick, you get to ride in the 4th of July parade this year with a sign on your car saying Darien Lyons Humanitarian of the Year Award. So find yourself a nice convertible this summer for the 4th of July. Mike, would you like to say a few words?
No, just thank you to all the Darien Lions and for all the work they do for the less fortunate. Come on, Mike, get up there.
Joe, Mary.
Get on television.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Mike. Come up to the microphone.
Hey, Joe. Mary Sullivan's not here tonight, but she would normally take pictures of him and his family.
Yeah, we'd like to get a picture of you. Does anybody have a camera that they like to take a picture? Mike, why don't you come forward? Sure. And yeah, there you go. John, why don't you and the Lions Club guys pose with Mike, and we'll get a picture.
Arthur, hand off the phone. Mind taking a picture? Absolutely. He's trustworthy.
Right there.
Why don't they come over here?
I'll go in the back. John.
Hey guys, what?
John.
Hey guys, why don't you come up here? I'm in front of the docket.
Okay.
Should look familiar to you, John.
Hi, Lou. How are you?
Okay, perfect.
White by default.
Jason, I think so. You can get that to me.
Hey Lou. Hey Lou.
All right.
Just because you're citizen of the year doesn't mean.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I got your back, buddy. I got your back.
Pardon me? We're taking this little one for ice cream as well. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Anything else for them, Joe? Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay. The next item on the mayor's report is consideration of a motion to approve the reappointments of John Breslin and Jeff May to the Police Pension Board. I know we got Jeff here tonight. John said he would be here. John and Mike have been serving on the Police Pension Board. Their terms need to be reappointed. They're both quality individuals who've served on this board and performed a great service on behalf of our Police Pension Board. And so I'm asking for a motion on the advice and consent of the reappointment of Jeff May and John Breslin to the Police Pension Board. Do I have a motion? Lion Shower, second. Lion Shower. Get that line out of me. Alderman Shower, seconded by Alderman Kenny. Any questions or comments? If none, the roll.
Shower,
Aye.
Kenny,
Aye.
Belzak.
Aye.
Clistic.
Aye.
4 ayes and 3 present.
Jeff, would you like to
Three
come
absent.
forward to get sworn in?
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Jeffrey May,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of
the duties of
Police Pension Board
Police Pension Board
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, and here is your card. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Thanks for your service.
Thanks for your service.
We'll have to get Mr. Breslin at another time.
Thank you.
All right. The next item
Congrats again.
is National Public Works Week, and I'd like to read a proclamation.
Yeah.
Are you going to accept this proclamation?
Sure, yes, I will.
Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, emergency management, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of the city of Darien. And whereas these infrastructures, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public work professionals who are federally mandated first responders and engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector, who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essentials for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children in the city of Darien to gain knowledge and maintain ongoing interest in understanding of the importance of public works, first responders, and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas the year 2022 marks the 62nd annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association, Canadian Public Works Association, be it now resolved, therefore, I, Joseph A. Marquez, Mayor of the City of Darien, do hereby proclaim the week of May 15th to the 21st, 2022 as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and quality of life. Dan, would you like to come forward and receive that?
Sure. Can I get a picture with you, Mr. Mayor?
Tomorrow, maybe.
Anytime, Dan.
That's nice.
Make sure the guys,
Make sure the guys know that.
Thank you.
Our next proclamation is National Police Week. And I just want to say one thing before I read the proclamation. If you look at Deputy Chief Norton with his badge, he has a band going.
Morning band.
And
A morning band.
morning band. Jason, explain that a little bit.
Usually when an officer has fallen, we'll put this on for the duration of time where the officer's fallen and they're laid to rest. So the 15th is the actual day for just National Peace Officers Day. It's just in memorial for them. That's all it is.
So it would be nice if everybody out there in the public knew that when they saw our own officers and they saw that band, they understand why they're wearing the band.
Correct.
Whereas the Congress and President of the United States have designated May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the week in which May 15 falls is National Police Week. And whereas the members of law enforcement agency of the City of Darien play an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of Darien, and whereas it is important that all citizens know and understand the duties, responsibilities, hazards, and sacrifices of their law enforcement agency, and that members of our law enforcement agency recognize their duty to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, by protecting them against violence and disorder, and by protecting the innocent against deception and the weak against oppression. And whereas the men and women of the law enforcement agency of the city of Darien unceasingly provide a vital public service. Now therefore I, Joseph A. Marquez, Mayor of the city of Darien, DuPage County, Illinois, do hereby proclaim the week of May 15th to May 21st, 2022 as National Police Week, and call upon the citizens of Darien and upon all patriotic, civic, and educational organizations to observe the week of May 15th to the 21st with appropriate ceremonies and observances in which all of our people may join in commemorating law enforcement officers, past and present, who by their faithful and loyal devotion to their responsibilities have rendered a dedicated service to their communities, and in doing so have established for themselves an enviable and enduring reputation for preserving the rights and security of all citizens. I further call upon all citizens of the city of Darien to observe the 15th of May every year as Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of those law enforcement officers who through their courageous deeds have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to their community or have become disabled in the performance of duty, and let us recognize and pay respect to the survivors of our fallen heroes. And again, I have to say that we are very fortunate to have the officers of the city of Darien, the group that we have. I have the utmost respect for. The services they provide to the city is what made people believe Darien is a nice place to live, because it is also a safe place. So Jason, would you like to come forward and get this?
Picture.
And please extend all the officers our thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Much more professional than down back.
Just one comment on both of those. Both of those are on our Facebook page, and right now the Public Works has 18 likes. Jason, you guys have 22. So Dan, if this isn't a competition, just wanted to give you a heads up. You're both woefully behind the K-9 unit when the Malazzo's K-9 was added to the list. But
It's tough to beat that act for sure.
Maybe we could entice that with the 4th of July parade by having our water wagon spraying water for the crowd.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Always thinking.
The last proclamation is for Mental Health Awareness Month. I'd like to read that proclamation. Whereas the city of Darien strives to be an inclusive and understanding community in which all citizens are respected and celebrated for their contributions, regardless of differences in their mental or physical health, and whereas the city's welcoming and inclusive community pledge affirms the city's stance, which encourages and facilitates support and solutions to social and mental health issues and addressing emerging community needs. And whereas the city recognizes that good mental health is critical to the well-being and overall health of our families, community, schools, and businesses, and whereas the city acknowledges that any number of physical, environmental, and social issues can contribute to one's mental health. And whereas the National Alliance on Mental Health, NAMI, reports that 1 in 5 U.S. adults and 1 in 6 U.S. youth experience a mental health condition each year, and only half of them receive treatment. Whereas the city recognizes that greater public awareness about mental illness can change negative attitudes and behaviors towards people with mental illnesses and facilitate a cultural support where individuals do not feel stigmatized for seeking mental health services. And whereas the city encourages individuals struggling with mental illness to seek services and to the best of its ability will serve as a resource for the community. And whereas during Mental Health Awareness Month, the city supports community movements that educate the public, reduce stigma, and advocate for those who suffer from mental illness. Now therefore, I, Joseph A. Marquez, Mayor of the City of Darien, do hereby proclaim May 2022 as Mental Health Awareness Month. and that it be observed in the City of Darien community during the month of May. Further, all residents are urged to support and respect our community, and those that struggle with mental illness are encouraged to seek help if they themselves are subject to mental illness. This is something that really touches home. Years ago, those of you who may be closer to my age may remember when those seeking mental health were stigmatized, were looked at differently because they needed mental health assistance. We now live in a world that seems to be more open to mental health issues, a better understanding, and yet we still have some of that stigma attached to mental health. We don't always have all the services that we should have to supply the needed services to those people. People who suffer from mental health issues need to have friends who are not afraid to sit down with them and talk to them and encourage them to seek help. I've lost at least 5 people, one good friend, to mental health issues, to severe depression. And I didn't know that individual suffered from depression to the point to which it led. So I'm asking all residents to be more conscious of the need for good mental health in our community and to support those who they know are receiving mental health assistance and service and to support them. So there's no one here to receive this tonight. I just wanted to add that. Thank you. And with that, we move on to our city clerk's report. Joanne?
One item to mention this evening, Darien city offices will be closed on Monday, May 30th, in observance of Memorial Day.
Thank you, Joanne. City administrator's report. Brian?
No report this evening, Mayor. Thank you.
Department head information and questions. We have Deputy Chief Norton here as well as Mr. Gombeck. Any questions for either one of them? Mike?
I do have a quick question for you, Dan. I'm sorry, I should have thought about it before. Do you know what's going on at the interchange of I-55 and Lamont Road on the western end of Darien? I know it's not our project. I'm sure it's probably IDOT, but do you have any idea what's a few people have asked me?
That is correct. That is an Illinois Department of Transportation project. It's a bridge project. It'll be, it's in progress, obviously, as we speak. It's supposed to be lasting through November of this year. And bridge improvements, lighting improvements, ramp improvements is the summary of it.
Thank you.
Anything for Jason? Okay. It takes us to the treasurer's report, and Mike, you have 2 warrants.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. First, I'm requesting council's approval of warrant number 212226 in the amount of $575,431.88 from the listed funds, and no payroll on this one, so like amount for the total.
Motion to approve. Alderman Belzak, seconded by Alderman Shower. Any questions or comments? If none, the roll.
Belzak.
Aye.
Shower.
Aye.
Kenny.
Aye.
Clistic.
Aye.
4 ayes and 3 absent.
The second warrant, Mike?
Okay, warrant number 222302, requesting council's approval in the amount of $471,406.42 from the listed funds. Payroll for the period ended May the 5th in the amount of $323,140.80 for a total to be approved of $794,547.22.
Motion to approve. Alderman Kenny, seconded by Alderman Belzak. Any questions or comments? If none, the roll.
Kenny.
Aye.
Belzak.
Aye.
Clistic.
Aye.
Shower.
Aye.
4 ayes and 3 absent.
Warrant's been approved. Mike is going to give us an update on our police pension fund investment.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. We had our quarterly meeting of the Police Pension Fund on, I believe it was May the 5th or May the 6th, Thursday, and the investment advisors advised us, this is for the period ended beginning January 1st through March 31st. As everyone knows, the stock market and everything else has sort of been in poorly performing in that period of time, and we're no exception. Our pension fund assets were down approximately 6.5% for the quarter. We're on April 30th fiscal year, so it does have a bearing April on this this April 30th. I did take a look back last year because the investment advisors report on a calendar year basis and quarter calendars, but I took a look back at the 3 or 4 prior quarters, and I would anticipate that our return for this year will actually be a deficit of about 4 to 5% as opposed to our hopeful return, which is 7% per year. So we're going to be underperforming that quite substantially. As you may be aware, there's a 5-year spread on that, so that deficit would be picked up in over the next 5 years. The good news is last year our fund performance was a positive 25%, and that positive performance is being picked up over 5 years as well. So hopefully it'll help mitigate a little bit of the underperformance for this fiscal year.
Any questions for Mike? Thanks, Michael. It takes us to standing committee reports. Do any of the aldermen chairs have anything to offer? Alderman Belzak.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The next Municipal Services Committee meeting will be a week from today, Monday, May the 23rd at 6 p.m. in council chambers.
Alderman Kenny.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I turned in, the police committee had a meeting this evening where we turned in and signed to approve the minutes for the February 22nd meeting. Our next police committee meeting will be scheduled for Monday, June 20th, 6 p.m. across the parking lot in a police training room, pending agenda items.
Thank you. Brian, do we have anything on admin finance?
I have it.
Oh, you have it?
The next Admin Finance Committee meeting is scheduled for Monday, June the 6th at 6 p.m. here in City Hall.
Thank you. Questions and comments, agenda related? You have any comments to make, Mr. Mallers? No?
No, sir.
All right, that takes us to old business. There being none, takes us to consent agenda. We have 2 items. Consideration of a motion granting waiver of the raffle license bond requirement for the Darien Lions Club. Consideration of a motion to approve a proposal for Sunrise Communications in an amount not to exceed $13,000 for labor and $50,500 to purchase equipment for the upgrade of the broadcast system in the media room and the council room microphones. Motion to approve. Alderman Shower, seconded by Alderman Belzak. And the roll.
Shower.
Aye.
Belzak.
Aye.
Clistic.
Aye.
Kenny.
Aye.
4 ayes and 3 absent.
Consent agenda items have been approved. Takes us to new business. First, approval of a resolution authorizing the following private property rear yard stormwater management system projects. First one is project for 1501 to 1505 Norman Drive, excuse me, in an amount not to exceed $15,165. The next project is 1205 Willow Lane in an amount not to exceed $21,571. And the Public Works projects as associated with Willow Lane in an amount of not to exceed $19,986 for infrastructure, materials, and restoration. Motion to approve. Alderman Kennedy, seconded by Alderman Shower. And again, any questions or comments? If none, the roll.
Kenny.
Aye.
Shower.
Aye.
Clistic.
Aye.
Belzak.
Aye.
4 ayes and 3 absent.
The projects have been approved. Takes us to questions and comments and announcements of a general nature. I'd just like to mention that I had an opportunity to attend a fundraiser for Kingswood Academy Saturday night. The Mayor for the Day program earned Kingswood probably an additional $5,000. It wasn't as good as the $10,500 that I got him last year, but I'm not as popular as I used to be, I guess. Or being Mayor for the Day is not as popular. But I want to congratulate Kingswood on their gala. The people there are wonderful. It's a tight-knit community of parents and students, and it really is a great educational institution. And I also wanted to say that Saturday we had our Darien Action Committee meeting at the Indian Prairie Library, and we had a very good discussion on the farmers market program as well as the calendar. Anyone else have anything they'd like to offer? If nothing, I'd like a motion to adjourn. Alderman Kennedy, seconded by Alderman Shower. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
Meeting goes a lot quicker with Jason around.